Oof. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm showing you everything that's been added, changed, and fixed in Minecraft Snapshot 22w46a. And if you like Minecraft videos like this one, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft Snapshot videos in the future. So, in today's snapshot, we have some really interesting new additions, including a Piglin Head, new features for the noteblocks, and also a new command to do with biomes. So let's head straight into all of the new additions, changes, and fixes. So first of all, there is a big change to the Chiseled bookshelf. So first of all, there was also a bug with the Chiseled bookshelf that you could add an infinite number of books to the bookshelf and it would give you infinite number of books back as well. But that has been fixed in this snapshot, and along with that there's also a new feature. You can now target the Chiseled bookshelf and decide where to place the books in the Chiseled bookshelf. So there's 6 slots and you can just target that slot with your cursor and right there place the books exactly where you want them. And if you want to get them back, you just have to right click exactly on those spots to get those exact books back. So if we just put a enchanted book in the first and last slot and normal books in the other ones, we'll see that if we empty it, it's exactly those books back again as well. And of course you can't put 2 books in the same slot, it will just not add any new books. If you right click on a book that's already there, you have to click an empty slot to add a book there. And only with an empty hand or with something that is not a book, you can right click it to take it back out again. So that's a change to the Chiseled bookshelf. Now let's get into the mob heads. And to start off, yes, there is a new mob head. It is the Piglin Head. And it looks just as crazy as you think it might do as it does. So, of course, we know the Piglin, it generates inside of the Bastion remnants, but also just generally in your Minecraft nether. So let's grab some of them here. Piglin spawn egg. And so the way to obtain these Piglin heads is exactly the same way as you obtain creeper heads, zombie heads, skeleton heads, and all those kinds of heads. You just have to blow up the Piglin with a charged creeper. And so the best way to do that, of course, using a trident with channeling. And, yeah, these turn into zombified Piglins, of course, which you can't get the head from, sadly, or at least not at this point in time. So let's head into the nether to see how this works. We'll set another portal at our feet, so we can quickly go into the nether just like that. So we'll summon in, well, let's not do a baby actually, that's a bit sad. So we'll summon in a regular Piglin, and we'll grab a charged creeper as well. So grab a creeper, we'll grab a trident with channeling. I don't know if that actually works in the nether, we'll find out in a second. So enchant it with channeling, otherwise you use the summon command, of course. So we'll summon, enchant this trident with channeling, like this. That definitely doesn't work, because of course it can't rain here in the nether. I should have known that, but I didn't apparently. So let's summon in the creeper right there, and let's just do /summon a lightning bolt. There we go, we have a charged creeper. Let's now grab a flint and steel to make it explode. Hopefully it doesn't die. There we go. We have a charged creeper, a Piglin, and now we have a Piglin head right there. Very nice. So that is the way to obtain the Piglin Head in Minecraft in the latest snapshot. And so this is actually part, I believe, of 1.19.3. No, it's actually an experimental feature, so it's for 1.20. Okay, alright, it's for 1.20. So, and yeah, as you can see, if I move, the ears flap. That is just an amazing feature. It's similar to when you're wearing the dragon hat or the ender dragon hat, and it moves its mouth. Like this. A similar thing is happening for the Piglin head, where it moves its ears when you are moving. So that's a really nice little detail, and then similar to what can be happening with the End Dragon head, if you place this on the ground with some redstone, so let's grab some redstone blocks, like this, place it on there, you can see the ears flap all about, just like what happens with the Ender Dragon if you place it on redstone or activate it with redstone, it moves its mouth. So, again, really awesome detail there. Of course, it doesn't happen if you don't activate it with redstone. It's just a static one then. But if you place it on redstone or activate it with redstone, you have the ear flapping. And then the next change for that, we'll go back into the overworld for some better lighting. There we go. So we'll grab some note blocks to check out the next change, or actually addition probably, it's better called. And for this we'll grab some zombie heads, creeper heads, and we'll grab the skulls as well. So skeleton and wither skeleton skulls. So we have 6 different skulls or heads you can use for this next feature, for which we place down some note blocks and then place these heads on top. So there's a zombie, the creeper, the wither skeleton, the dragon or the ender dragon, and the piglin. There we go. And now if we activate these note blocks, we'll hear the ambient sounds of those mobs. So these are zombie mobs. Then there's the creeper. I think there's going to be a lot of pranks with this one. The wither skeleton. The skeleton. The ender dragon. Wow. Okay, that's an incredible one. And then finally there's the piglin, with the new mob head as well. Yeah, that's a really cool addition actually, I think. We can actually also see that the hitbox of this piglin head is a little larger than the ones from the previous mob heads. That's pretty cool as well. Yeah, you can definitely prank a whole lot of people using these new mob sounds using the note blocks. Very, very cool. Alright, then next let's see what else is there. Of course, there is the new command as well, which we'll get to in a second. There's also a couple of other changes. So, in the nether dimension, endermen, skeletons and wither skeletons will now only spawn at light level 7 or below. I don't think you can take me seriously like this, but we'll take it anyway. And so that is instead of light level 11. So you should expect a little bit less enderman skeletons and wither skeletons in the nether, as long as there is enough light. And it's also intended to nerf portal-based farms. Then next they've added new top textures for the block of bamboo and block of stripped bamboo. So let's take a look at those. So the block of bamboo and the block of stripped bamboo now have different top textures instead of the same ones which they had previously. So let's take a look at those. So this is the top texture for this block of stripped bamboo. I don't think that much has changed there. But the block of stripped bamboo, or the regular block of bamboo, has now gotten a little bit more of a greener tint in its texture like this. So that is that change there. It's quite a nice change to have an extra building block there, because then you can make like a nice pattern out of it maybe. Just something like that. That's a nice sunflower. Alright. Then the bamboo plank texture has been tweaked to match the same tiling pattern as the other plank variants. So if we search for plank, we should see that these now all have a similar texture. So let's grab this bamboo plank and compare it to the oak plank. And we'll see it's quite similar. There they are. I'm not... Oh, that's a creeper. I'm not entirely sure if I like this texture with the like white stripes on it. But I assume they will still like iterate on this. And maybe this is the final texture, but probably not. Alright, then next we have some creative inventory changes as well. So the redstone tab has been reordered based on community feedback. So we now have first the redstone stuff, then the activators, then the useful blocks like pistons, then the droppers, containers over here, rails, and then the less useful stuff that you might less use in your redstone contraptions. But the main stuff is now here at the top. Then there are also some technical changes. So blocks carried by endermen will now use loot tables to generate the drops when killed. I don't think it will change anything at the moment. And then there's also added new telemetry events, which I think has something to do with data packs and diagnostic tracking and stuff like that. So it is really, really technical. If you want to read through it, I'll leave the patch notes in the description down below. But we will get to the new command in this snapshot, which is called Fillbiome. And that might already sound very, very interesting. So here's the command /Fillbiome. So this command will actually make it so it can change the biome entries for an area. So what this syntax is that you have to fill in the coordinates where you want to change the biome and then which biome you want to change it to. So we can say fill biome from this point where we are right now over to like 20 blocks down and 20 blocks over. And we can change it to whatever biome we want. So we can say we want to change it to a soul sand valley. Enter. So this will not actually change the blocks in this biome. So none of the blocks will be changed here. But if we open our F3 screen, we will see that we are now in a soul sand valley if we dig down. So you can see here, it now says Minecraft Soul Sand Valley for the biome. That is going into survival. That's not what I wanted. So instead of Stony Shore, which is down here, here is now a Soul Sand Valley. And so this might not seem immediately obvious why I want to do this, but there are definitely changes and different features that different biomes have that might be useful for some of your farms. If you want to test a nether farm in the overworld, for example, or maybe an end farm in the overworld with lots of endermen spawning, you might want to change the biome to the end to test that out. And so we also see some particles, I think, here. So, of course, regularly in the Soul Sand Valley, you see particles and also the fog changes. So those changes are applied here in the overworld as well then with this fill biome command. We'll see the fog is different there from when we move up. And you can probably see it a little bit better if we use the Crimson Forest instead. So let's try that. Let's go up a bit as well. And we'll change it to a Crimson Forest. And there we go, we can definitely see the fog has changed. And we now have the particles here as well. And now I fit right at home in this biome. So along with this new command, there's also a change to the execute command. You can now execute depending on what biome you're in. So it can now test if you're in a specific biome. So if the biome where I am right now is equal to a Crimson Forest, you can execute a command. So we'll see that the test passed because currently we're in a Crimson Forest. If we move out of this new biome, we can see that the test has now failed. So that is how this new command works along with the execute command. Then there are also a whole host of bug fixes. Lots to do with the tab key apparently. And yeah, just probably like over 50 bug fixes there. So if you want to read through those, again, I will leave a link to the patch notes in the description down below. Anyway, if you like this video, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft Snapshot videos in the future and Snapshot live streams. I want to thank my tier 3 member, Smikala. Thank you for becoming a tier 3 member. But anyway, there we go. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope to see you all in the next one. And until then, bye bye!